Looks like you can all hear my TV. This commercial's always stuck in my head, like, I've been hearing it since I was a kid. But let's get some music going. Yes, this is quite an early stream for me. Usually I've been starting my streams around like 2 p.m. I think. Now it's right now it's like 11 a.m. here. I hope everybody's weekend is going well. Today, if you're in the US, it is Veterans Day. Even though I don't think well known, but like I do have my reservations about American imperialism. That's still different from, the actual veterans who are, who were soldiers who were following orders. And ultimately, what they I guess what they decide to do within that framework of, doing what they want to do for their country isn't yeah. Yeah, and I mean I guess the reason why there's like such an epidemic of like PTSD, for instance, among veterans is because, they unfortunately a lot of them have had to do I guess some really wild things because of the chain of command telling them to do so. And of course I don't want to get like too far into that whole thing, but they do deserve to be, in my opinion, they do deserve to be honored in some way, and they also need to have their issues addressed, definitely, because yeah, I mean, what I learned yesterday, I think, was that things like I guess unaliving yourself, that's an chronic epidemic among American veterans, at least, possibly even those of other countries. And at the same time, let me turn on. And of course, things like depression are also very much common mental health issues, unfortunately, are very common among veterans. So I mean, I think probably some of the best ways to celebrate Veterans Day, of course, is to let the people who who are in your life, if you're an American anyway, at least, to let the people who in your life who are veterans and might be, and they've either told you that they have those types of issues, or maybe they're hiding it from you, like they drown those issues in addiction, for instance. Just be there for them. I think that would be the best way, because no matter what, if you're in combat in any sense, in any form, you're probably not gonna you might have like memories that where you're I guess you might have memories of like times when you had to do something that you didn't like, and as a result you might be ashamed of some of those actions that you had to take at that point. I mean, that's just my perspective. There are other people who there are people even here in the U.S. who see veterans as a symbol of America's imperialism. And they might not necessarily want to honor veterans for that reason, but for me, it's I'm somebody who was almost recruited because I didn't feel like I had any like job prospects or anything like that, just because I was so different from others. And at the time, I was much more, I guess, physically able than I am now. Many of my disabilities only really came to life, or came to light around like 2018 or so, and as a result, at the time I was a lot healthier. Physically speaking, I was going to the gym like almost every other day. I was doing so many different things, and I was almost recruited. The thing that stopped that was having like a foot injury. I had a foot injury, and never really followed up. I think I tried to follow up like a few years later after I graduated from university. They were pretty heavy on trying to recruit me, I'll admit. Yeah. One thing led to another, though. I just never followed up on that ever again. I was getting like calls or even like a year after. Yeah. Eventually, I landed on my feet. But yeah, there's like a lot of people who do end up joining because they're physically active and able to do so, and at the same time they want like to take advantage of this benefits that the military gives you. So if you're honorably just discharged, for instance, you are given the GI Bill, which essentially kind of means that the military will pay for your education. Of course, I'm pretty sure that there are like limits to how much they'll pay out, but overall, that alone would probably be enough for a lot of people. And at the same time, you get military housing, you get insurance. Even though like the VA Veterans Affairs hospitals and clinics are well known for being terrible in terms of like not really maybe quality, but it's mostly about like the wait time that you have to go through. That's still something for other people as well. And of course you get free housing during like while you're there. So there's a lot of things that get people to join the military. And honestly, yeah, I also kind of wanted those things at the time because even though I graduated with like a perfect GPA, I from both community college and university, I had no idea what I was gonna do with my life. So that was like one of the options that I had, that I considered, and then my mother would be like, no, don't do that, because of course. But then realizing that I have like CPTSD already, that would not have been a good idea. And then realizing that I'm autistic and all of that, also not a good idea. I don't know if ADHD is one of the conditions that would prevent you from joining, but I would imagine that so many of my different disabilities, having come to life since after that time when I was trying to join, basically it means that I definitely would not have thrived there. But yeah, it's Veterans Day in the US. Of course, there is an imperialist history right behind the American military, but if you know a soldier or a veteran, make sure to check on them, because more likely than not, they're probably going through something, unless you've already, of course, known that they're undergoing treatment and they're okay. But yeah, just my little PSA, I guess. I'm gonna make my 11/11 wish and get my pizza. It's been in the microwave for like over 10 minutes now. Okay, pizza's ready. So yeah, these pizzas that I eat, they are gluten-free pizzas on account of my wheat allergy. So they kind of look like cardboard, but they actually taste like something. So that's why I buy these. I'm not eating something that tastes like nothing. Who would? Who would do that? I also have to eat because I have to take my medicine in a few minutes. I hate that I needed to use both hands, and basically that means now that I can't like touch my computer for like a little bit. On top of that, I completely forgot to get a plate, and so I had to use my paper towels to eat. Yeah, these taste better than they look. A lot of calories, I will admit, but yeah. I don't think it's as many calories as like going too fast to like a pizza place, for instance, but at the same time, my stomach can only handle like so much. Unfortunately, this is like one of the things that it can handle. Okay. Oh, I forgot to turn on my the audio interface for my wireless mic. I'll do that after I'm done washing my hands. Whoa. One of my rings turned it's supposed to be silver, but it turned got patina. It turned like copper, I think. Maybe just from this angle. Well, you know what? Let me what do you call it? I'll wear my rings after, I think. I give myself a laundry list of things to do, I guess. Okay. I'll be back. Okay, so there's some things that I was supposed to do, right? I just took my medication, my morning medications, for what's actually in the morning. Yeah, let me turn on my other audio interface, which I use for my wireless mic. Allow me to also see if I have like a lot of post-nasal drip. Very unfortunate. Oh my god. No. No, 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 it's not doing this to me. This is a... Alright, I'll be right back. Stupid software is not registering my my audio interface. So I will not be able to use it unless I restart the stream.